Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And a very sweet and vanilla welcome all. I'm expecting your blessed health along your sweet family. And most importantly, we are thankful to Almighty Allah. Okay, so yesterday we discussed about the parts of speech and the lexical category, open class and closed class. Besides that, we have also discussed about the basic types of noun, which is one is animated and the second one is non-animated. We have also discussed the kinds of proper, common, collective, and as well as abstract. And today we are going to go for the countable and uncountable noun, right? So let's get started then. Countable noun. The second name is unit noun. Remember, in countable noun, those nouns we can count easily, and the unit noun, this is also called unit noun. Remember, you can make it singular and as well as it is plural. For example, you can say book, so it can becomes as books. It means you can make a plural. Simply, you can use as and as well as or. For example, there is a book or there are books. In the same case, you can use a and there is a book, there is an apple. In the same case, you can use for countable noun many, which is equal to a lot of. And this is also equal to lots of. There are many books, there are a lot of books, and there are lots of books. The choice is all yours. Fine. And if you compare or contrast the countable noun with the mass noun or non-countable noun, those which you cannot count it, which you cannot count it, that's called what? Uncountable. Now over here, it can be only and only singular. Like in countable noun, it can be plural and as well as singular. But over here, it will be all the time singular. It means you cannot make it like this, sugars, as you will be talking about like sugars. No, sugar, sugar. Clears? You cannot make it waters. It will be water. Besides that, we have also discussed that you can use as and or and unit noun, but over here, only and only you are bound to use as only. Clears? There is sugar, there is water, there is oil. You cannot put or. In the same case, you cannot use a and as well as an over here. For example, you cannot say there is a water or there is an oil. No, you are not bound to use an or a. And yes, if you talk about the amount, you can say much, a lot of, and as well as lots of. A lot of and lots of you can use in both, in countable and as well as then countable noun. But over here, remember, you are supposed to use the much. Rather, even if it is plural, for example, you can say there is much water. So you cannot make it plural like this over here. You cannot say there are much water. No, you are only supposed to use the is. There is much water. In the same case, you'll use the what? Waters. No, there is much water. In the same case, this much water is also equal to what? A lot of. For example, there is a lot of water. In the same case, you can say there is lots of water. Clear? Now, if the something is less in amount, so how you can say, for example, in countable now you will say a few. A few means kuch. Now, usse become host, then you will only say few. Now, the contrast between a few and few is what? A few kuch. Few kuch se become. That is called a few. So you use the word a few chairs. For example, if I say there are a few chairs, usse become hai, kam se become, then I would say there are few chairs. Got it? Now over here in the same case, you will use the what? Less. Or you can say little. Now the same contrast over here, if I say a little, it means less amount. But if I say little, usse become. For example, if I say there is a little water, I will usse become, then I say there is little water. Clear? Now in the same case, you can come up with the less. So these are all about the countable and non-countable noun. If you have any queries, so please you can ask. Okay. Furthermore, if you want to talk about the expressions of quantity of mass nouns, so you can make it with the help of what? Quantitative. We call it, for example, 1 bottle, 2 bottles, 2 kg. You can also make it like this, like over here, 4 pieces of bread or a glass of water. These are called portative. These are the expressions of quantity. Now, if you have any query regarding these unit and mass, so please ask me. All right, if you have nothing to share or nothing to ask, so we'll go to our last one, which is compound noun. Now, what is compound noun? Simple is that noun plus noun is called compound noun. Noun plus noun is called compound noun. If two nouns comes together, that's called compound noun. The first one is, look at my name, Hamid Ibrahim. That is a compound noun. iPhone mobile, that is a compound noun. Chemistry teacher, compound noun. Right? In the same case, but I would say like English book, compound noun. Samsung mobile, compound noun. Higher AC, compound noun. Yes. Relax watch, compound noun. Firefighter, compound noun. School teacher, compound noun. Policeman, compound noun. Bus driver, classroom. These are the compound nouns. Sister-in-law, brother-in-law. Actually, the compound noun has its types. One is open compound noun, in which there are only spaces given, like for example, bus driver. One is closed compound noun, in which there is no space. For example, firefighter. One is hyphenated noun, in which you give the hyphen. For example, son and law. This is hyphenated compound noun, in which you give the word hyphen to it. Any question, please? Any question?
No, no, sir.
Oh. Okay. Now, if you have no questions, so let's go forward then to our pronoun. Pronoun. Actually, pronoun is taken from the word pronomen, which means for a noun. For a noun. Noun ke liye. So a word which is used instead of what to avoid unnecessary repetition is sometimes used for indication is called what? Pronoun. So a name which is used in place of noun is called pronoun. For example, Amjad is a teacher and he also likes to work. He is what? A pronoun. So this he refers to, or this he indicates Sir Amjad over here. Clear? Now we'll discuss about, okay, we have 7 pronouns, he, she, it, I, you, we, and they. Now among them, it, like it is used for the non-living and animals. Actually, that is for the baby one. Actually, it is what? Dummy subject. Now, if you discuss about the dummy subject, what is a dummy subject? Dummy subject means helps to start any sentence is called what? Dummy subject. Now, it is a pronoun we can say, like it is used for the non-living animal, like for example, it's a chair, it's a dog. But over here, this it is also dummy subject. Like for example, it's Hamid, it's Donald Trump. Like mostly the our pioneers, they use the word it's blah blah blah. Over here, they are not animals, and as well they are not products or craft, I would say, but they're also using it's. So remember, it is a dummy subject. What is dummy subject? Helps to start any sentence. That is called dummy subject. So it is a dummy subject. It helps to start any sentence in your life. But it's an honor to me to be speaking in front of you. Now, the kinds of pronoun we are here, we'll discuss about the subject and object at the moment over here. Now, if you discuss about the subject pronoun, what is subject pronoun? So very easy. Subject pronoun which occurs in subject and refers to 3 persons is called subject pronoun. Or I would say the do of an action, or the shower of state, or the shower of position is called what? Subject pronoun. Now, it is only not bound to the action. It is not only bound to the state. It's not only bound to the position. Now, these 3 are bound to each others. Now, what is an action? Come, eat, and all those. If somebody is doing an action, that is called subject pronoun. For example, if I say that he is eating that cake, over here, what is the subject pronoun, which is the he, because he is performing the action. Now, in the same case, if I say that he's a Muslim, but over here, if you talk about the Muslim, so in this sentence, like he is not performing an action, but he shows the what? State. Now, actually, state has 2 shapes. The first shape is what? Where. It shows your location. The second state, it shows your what you are. He's a Muslim, it shows the state. Now it has 2 shapes, I said, state has. One is what? What? The second is where. Now this said he's a Muslim, but over here it shows the what? What he is. He is a Muslim. So he यहाँ पे क्या बता रहा है? Now in the same case, if I say he's in Peshawar, but over here he's in Peshawar, if you talk about he. Now this also shows the state, which shows the second shape, which is the location. He's a Muslim, he is a subject, but not doing an action showing this state. He's in Peshawar, he's not doing an action shows this state. Now the first one, he's a Muslim, shows the state of first shape, which is kya. Kya hai? State means kya or kidhar. And the second shape is what? He's in Peshawar, so he is showing the what? Location, kidhar. Now if you talk about the word he has a mobile. Now over here, if you talk about the he has a mobile, over here, this he is not doing an action. This he is not showing the state, kya or kidhar hai. ये बता नहीं रहा किसकी ये क्या है और किधर है. ये बता रहा है किसके पास क्या है. He has a mobile. It shows the what? Possession, ownership, malkiyat, malik, honor. So the subject pronoun is what? The door of an action, the shower of state, and as well as the shower of possession. Clear? And we are having 7 subject pronouns. Now, what is first person subject pronoun? Now, what is first person subject pronoun? Is the speaker is called what? First person. So we are having 2 first people, I would say. One is singular and the second is plural, which is I and we. These are what? First person pronouns. First person pronoun is the speakers. Now the second person is who or you're talking about. It means the listener. The you can be singular and as well as the plural. Now how it is singular and how it is plural, we call a subjunctive mood that you will not understand at the moment. Clear? And the third one, to whom we are already talking about, jiske bare mein baat kar, who's not available at the moment. So that is what? He, she, singular and as well as plural, which is they. These are the subject pronouns in the form of first person, second person, as well as third. Now, we'll go to the object pronoun. Now, what is an object pronoun? Object pronoun is the receiver of an action is called an object pronoun. The receiver of an action is called object pronoun. For example, if I say, I touch my book, or I touched the book. So I'm doing the action. What is my action? Touch. Which thing is receiving my action? Book. So book is the what? Object. Now the book is object noun. Now pronoun means used in place of noun to avoid the repetition. So if somebody is receiving the action or something is receiving the action, we use the object pronoun. If the boy is receiving the action, we use him. If the girl, her. If the non-living animal, that is it. If people are receiving the action, that is them. If I'm receiving the action, me. If we are receiving the action, us. If you are receiving the action, you. For example, I kick the ball, or I would say I kick it. Now it is the what? Object pronoun over here. The teacher is giving lecture to us. Now us is what? Object pronoun over here. Okay, if you have any questions, you can ask me, please. Any question, please? Okay.
Excuse me, sir. Actually, sir, I had visitors, so I couldn't, I couldn't listen to your lectures properly.
Why?
Because I had a visitor, sir. Afzal's father, he came to me and he also wants me to take his son to hospital. And I said, give me 1 hour until I get free. That's how I couldn't listen to your lecture.
Oh.
Yes, sir. Everyone is sick all around the world, even in Saudi Arabia. My father, uncles, they are victim to kind of dengue, not dengue, but it's not clear, but fever, body pains, sore throats, or chest pain.
Fine.
It all refers to dengue.
Okay. I had a class with Kamal Safi, some other kids, and we were taking the Chinese class. And the teacher name is Ishan Khatak Saab. He was teaching us the Chinese, or I would say the Mandarin language. Now Nishan Sahab has finished the lecture. I was also taking, and he asked from us, "Do you have any question?" Although, like I understood, and there were some other kids. One of the name by the name Mustafa. He looked at me, sir. Please, you ask that I did not understand. I said, you directly ask. Why should I ask? So he asked, sir. I don't understand. Many samjha. So that his aunt teacher asked me, now where you did not understand? At the top, at the middle, or at the bottom? So he said, the bottom. At the sorry, at the top, I did not understand. ऊपर से नीचे तक नहीं समझा. So the teacher explained again and again asked, anybody who's having any question? There was another guy by the name Saad. And he said, sir, मैं तो नीचे से लेकर ऊपर तक नहीं समझा. Okay. Now, what is your position? From bottom to the top or top to the bottom?
No, sir, it's okay with me. These nouns, pronouns, I have, I already know about this. So it's okay. But as you said, any questions? What could I ask if I didn't hear the lecture?
What is dummy subject?
Dummy subject helps to start any sentence like it's Hamid Ibrahim or it's Sulaiman. I was listening some, but I had no focus.
What is first person pronoun?
First person nouns are I forgot this.
Okay, it means
I'm not referring to the people speaking.
I would say the speakers. The speakers are called what first person pronoun? The speaker. So we are having two speakers. One is singular, the second is plural. Singular as I, and the second plural as we. And the second person pronoun is with the person who is who are you talking to, the person who's listening to you. That is only and only you. And the third person pronoun is with the person to whom are you talking about, who's not available at the moment. We are having four, which is he, she, it, and as well as they, right? Okay. And the object pronoun, I hope you know very well about the object pronoun. The receiver of an action is called object pronoun, which we are having seven, which is on the screen: him, her, it, them, me, us, and as well as you. Got it? And the rest, if you have any queries.
No, sir, totally fine. And sir, when do we know this? Like,
सर ये बाद में रिकॉर्डिंग सुन लेंगे वेल होता है इसमें कौन सा काम करना है
Oh, yeah. Did you listen, Mr. Suleiman?
no, sir.
आपने कौन से काम करने होते? कहता है फारिग तो होंगे स्कूल से आने के बाद. You'll check the recording. That's all.
Okay, sir, but you never sent me any recordings.
Oh, yes, you are not in the group. I will add you in the group.
अभी रिकॉर्डिंग हो रही है ना बाद में सेंड करेंगे सर
Okay, okay. I had no idea about sending recorders after the class, but okay, no problem.
सीरियसली आई एम टोटली एब्सेंट लेकिन तुम मुझसे भी पीछे हो
Why? Naya,
Now, we will go to the reflexive pronoun. I did not type it because of no time. Actually, I'm trying. Let's go. Reflexive pronoun. Now, what are reflexive pronoun? In which the subject and the object are the same. What is the reflexive pronoun in which the subject and object are the same? Now, what is subject, the doer for action, and the object, the receiver from act? Means the doer and the receiver is the same person. The doer and the receiver is the same person. Is called what? Reflexive pronoun. The doer and the receiver are the same. Is called what? Reflexive pronoun. For example, I hurt myself. Now, who has done the action? I. Who has received the action? I. Now, which one received the action? Myself. So myself is what? A reflexive pronoun, because the subject and object the same. Right? He, okay. Now he has gone to Islamabad by himself. Now over here, himself is the what? Reflexive pronoun. Now in the same case, we are having 7 reflexive pronouns: myself, himself, herself, ourselves. We have done it by ourselves. We have done it by ourselves. In the same case, themselves. In the same case, itself. And yourself. And as a plural is what? Yourselves.